Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this press conference from snowy Davos from the 47th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum. Thank you for being here in the room. Thank you for joining our live stream, and a warm welcome and thank you to our panelists here today. This is the press conference dedicated to the Afghan's women's orchestra, Zohra. I hope I pronounce the name right.
Yes,
let me quickly introduce to you my wonderful panel here today. To my immediate left, I'm joined by Ahmad Sarmast, who is the founder of the Afghan National Institute of Music. He's the founder of the orchestra, I should say, and he's also representing the Afghanistan National Institute of Music. To his left, we're joined by Sarifa Adiba, who's one of the conductors of the Zohra Orchestra. Right at the center of things, we're joined by Negin Khpolvak, who's also a conductor of the orchestra. And last but not least, we're joined by my dear colleague Nico Desvani, who is responsible at the Forum for our Arts and Culture program. And Nico, let's start with you. Share with us why the Forum cares about our cultural program and why we brought 40 cultural leaders to Davos this year, and of course, especially the Afghan Women Orchestra, Zohra, please.
Thank you, Georg. The Forum, for many, many years now, for more than 25 years, has really thought and believed in the power of the arts and the importance of embedding and integrating the arts in everything that we do, very much in the way that the arts are so significant to the ways that societies shift, that new narratives, positive narratives are created. And the Forum is very supportive of bringing artists who can come and speak truth to power and inspire what the theme is this year, the responsive and responsible leadership. So this year there are 40 artists from many, many different parts of the world. They're integrated into more than 60 sessions across the program. And again, artists come and hold up a mirror to society. They are meant to shift the dialogue a little bit, not to be prescriptive, not to necessarily to find solutions, but to allow for a different kind of conversation to happen. And this project really is probably the biggest one of the cultural component of the program this year. When we think of the theme of responsive and responsible leadership, and we see what Dr. Sarmast and what these young women are doing, the courage that they demonstrate, the leadership that they demonstrate, I think we can all learn so much from it. And so, on the behalf of the Forum, all I can say is how delighted and honored we are to have you here and to begin this journey, which will go on for about 10 days with the tour that launches here in Davos and then in Zurich, in Geneva, in Germany, in collaboration with local youth orchestras, so that this really is a project of intercultural exchange, of dialogue, of new possibilities.
Thank you, Nico. Ahmad, Zohra is not just any orchestra. It's even in the Afghan context. Its context is very special because it is the first all-female orchestra in many decades in a country that has been torn by strife and civil war. What inspired you to found the orchestra, and what keeps you inspiring for this work? Because as many of you know, Dr. Sarmast had to face quite considerable resistance to this wonderful idea. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I would like to make a note that the Zohra Orchestra is not only very special for Afghanistan, but is generally special for our region and for the Muslim world as well. Plus, you don't see many women orchestra also in other parts of the world as well, like in other continents as well. We know that women are very well represented in many orchestras, but in Afghanistan, we established that particular orchestra, all-women orchestra, to send a positive message, not only to our own citizens, to the Afghan people, to set a positive narrative, but at the same time, we wanted to show through setting up this program, that this orchestra also a model for other Muslim countries and for the neighboring countries where still girls and women are facing enormous challenges and inequality. That's why we established the orchestra, but I also would like to note that the idea of the orchestra, all-women orchestra, does not belong to me. It came from one of our students, a trumpet player, who one day come to my office and said, Dr. Sarmas, can we have a small group of our own? And I said, of course you can have your own group. I said, can we have a faculty to assist us to supervise the group and to assist and arrange music for us? And I said, of course you can have this one. And then slowly from the girls themselves and the faculty, Allegra Bogus, who was supervising the small group, the idea came that let's convert this small group into something big for all girls. And in this manner, 2.5 years ago, the Orchestra Zohra has been established. And within very short period of time, given its vision, commitment, bravery of the girls who are member of this orchestra, the innovative program and the initiative of the girls themselves made it a very special achievement for Afghanistan, and a very powerful and influential institution which sets the member of the orchestra can serve as a wonderful role models for the other young of Afghanistan, and also as a model for emancipation of women and representation of women in music, arts, and culture.
Thank you very much. Sarifa, please share with us your experiences in this orchestra, and as well, you are going together with your colleagues from the orchestra on your first international tour here. Nico mentioned it. You're having concerts in Switzerland and in Germany as well. So, what message are you hoping to send back to Afghanistan and, as Dr. Sarmas mentioned, to the whole region?
Actually, first of all, I want to say hello to everybody who was looking us, and being in ensemble and being as a conductor of the first female orchestra in Afghanistan, it's a pleasure for me to be one of those. And the experiences that I have got in this ensemble was unity, love, hope, and more than everything, never give up. So the girls who are in our ensemble, each of them has their own story, and that is very interesting for the world, not just for Afghanistan. And now that we all are playing in Switzerland and Davos, and we are going to play in Germany with different musicians, this is also one of the experiences that how music can bring people together from all over the world. And the other experience that we can get from this group, Zohra ensemble, that we all are playing, is especially for our own country, Afghanistan, which has never been having an orchestra or a girls' orchestra in our country. So we can bring our people together and we can share the love that we can do with music.
Thank you very much. And Negin, share with us what makes music special to you?
Music is so important for me, and especially for our orchestra. We want to tell to the other country that Afghan women can do everything, and they are not just like sitting in a home like they're thinking. So they can do everything, and we are just saying that we want freedom in Afghanistan for the women, and we want peace. So
thank you very much. And without further ado, let's open the floor for questions. We do have a microphone here, so if I can get a show of hands, if we have any questions. Yes, there's a gentleman right at the center, please.
What is the situation of the orchestra in Afghanistan itself? Is there any criticism against a women's orchestra?
The people of Afghanistan loves music, and music was always an important element of our society and of our culture. But we are living in a society which has been deprived from its voice for several years during the Taliban time. And the Taliban of time did not pass without leaving its own imprint in the social fabric of Afghanistan and also in the mentality. Practically a generation has been brought up with the Taliban-minded mentality, and it takes time to re-educate those people and to introduce them to new values. But the majority of the Afghan people are fully supportive of the Zohra Orchestra. They are fully supportive of the Afghanistan National Institute of Music, and that's how we can survive and how we can progress and how we can take the world by storm. It's because of the full support of the ordinary people of Afghanistan. But of course, we've got the criticism is there. The pro-Taliban-minded people are there. for whom music is a loose practice. Musicians are people who are involved in a loose practice, but it's not the mentality of every Afghan. It's not the mentality of every family. Our girls, member of orchestra, while enjoying the support of their immediate kins and immediate relatives, but there are other members of the family like uncles, aunties, cousins, who are very negative of the involvement of girls in music and education.
Thank you very much. Let me follow up on that, what you just mentioned. There's some resistance or criticism in the wider family. You're doing this for some time now. Do you see that more and more people see the value of it when they hear the wonderful music? Do you see that music helps you to convince and to create social change?
The entire idea behind the establishment of the Afghanistan National Institute of Music, Zohra is an element within the Afghanistan National Institute of Music. It is a strong belief in the power of music, in the power of arts and culture, how music, arts and culture can contribute to the reunification of Afghanistan, to better understanding of Afghanistan, how through music we can change perception about Afghanistan, which is mainly in the mind of international community who do not have a close contact with Afghanistan and with the Afghan people, a place of violence, a place of Kalashnikov, a place of negligence of women's rights. But yes, we have all those challenges. We have all those dramas on a daily life. But again, Afghanistan is a place of peace, harmony, and through music education, we are teaching our kids to live in peace and harmony and respect each other. I quite often, when I speak to the media, I say that the orchestra that we have here is representative of all ethnic group of Afghanistan. When they're sitting in an orchestra, respecting each other's melodic lines, listening to each other, supporting each other, they also learning that in a normal life outside an orchestra, they also can have respect for each other's differences. They can belong to a totally different ethnic group, to a totally religious sect, but by the end of the day, as they play in orchestra, they can live in peace and harmony and create beauty and build Afghanistan.
Thank you very much. And maybe a question to our two conductors. It's a very, very simple one, and Nico told me the answer already, but many in our audience might not know, what does Zohra actually mean? The name of the orchestra. It's not such a simple question after all, I realize.
Yeah, when so should I talk?
Please.
Yeah, when we were supposed to choose the name for our orchestra, we were like curious that what word we should choose for our orchestra, because we all wanted a beautiful name. Then after a meeting, Dr. Samas came to us and said that your orchestra's name is Zohra. And we all were like, why Zohra? Then he told us that once upon a time there were two sisters named Zohra and Nahid. These two sisters were musicians, like the first ladies who started music in Afghanistan. And on that time we were like, yeah, Zohra is a good name, so we accepted.
Very good.
I just would like to add here that in historical myth of Afghanistan and also in Persian classical literature, Zohra is a goddess of music, arts, passion, and love. And that's why we selected this name for this orchestra.
Very good. But apart from the goddess of music, I imagine it must be difficult for you to find role models in Afghan society, because you're pioneering. You're the first women in many, many years to be in an all-female orchestra, to play instruments, to conduct. Who are kind of your idols? Who are the musicians you like very much? Who are your favorite musicians?
My favorite musician is like composer, Chopin and Beethoven. I really like, and I really like to conduct the Beethoven 9th Symphony. One day, our national orchestra. I hope we have in Afghanistan. We will make it. So it's I love Beethoven and Chopin.
Sarifa, what are your favorite?
My favorite composers, like all the composers and from Baroque period till like modern music till now, all the musicians are great. But I really love Beethoven because his life story inspired me the most. His personality, the way he was composing in that time, everything was kind of different for me because he was the one who just wanted to do what he really wanted. And right now in Afghanistan, the musicians who are leaving, we really need to do what we really want. So I think I have to follow the path that Beethoven passed.
I think Beethoven would be really honored to if he could hear that today. Do we have any more questions from the room? Yes, gentleman in the front here. Could we get the microphone over there, please? There it is.
Thank you very much. First of all, congratulations for your courage for this orchestra. I was wondering if you listen also to modern music, to pop music, rock music, and who are your preferred singers or bands?
I didn't get it. Yeah. I actually love rock music, and beside pop music is my favorite. I really love Adele, and her songs, like she's amazing.
I like Shakira and Adele. Yeah.
Did you have the opportunity to meet Shakira here in Davos?
No, not yet. But
Okay.
I love to see her.
Yeah, okay. I think we had a question here. Thank you.
My question is for the two female conductors. What are the things that you've learned while bringing these groups together that could be transferred or shared with the leaders that are here in Davos?
Thank you for the question.
Yeah. Sorry, like I can't understand English very well. The first thing that this orchestra includes all women and the girls who are from 12 years old to 18 and 19 years old. These girls are living in most difficult time in their country. Like in my country, we are living with hardships and challenging life, but still we never give up, and we are focusing on doing good things for not just for Afghanistan, but for the betterment of humanism in the world. And the message, the message from the personalities who are in Davos is that I really request them to help those who doesn't have the opportunity in their country to do something good like we do in our country. There are a lot of countries like Syria, like a lot of countries that is still has ISIS in them and wars in them, and they're a little bit far from education and a little bit far from music that those who want to learn. So I think in Davos, those who are participating, I'm sure that they have the power to help them and to make the facility, to give them the opportunity that they should also show their talent as today Afghan girls that has never been happened in the history of our country, they are doing.
Thank you very much. Negin, you want to add to that?
No, I'm just.
Okay. I think one thing we could learn as the forum is to have a better gender parity at the forum, because we have only 20% women here. So that's definitely something. Do we have any more questions from the floor? Because if not, I'll chip in with one.
I just see before I ask the question, I just also wanted to add to this question just one or two sentences. That my message to the international community, generally to the people of the influence, would be to please invest more in arts and culture. That's the only way, and education, of course. That's the only way that we can overcome many challenges that we are facing in developing countries. And I strongly believe that music and music education and participation in orchestra teach so many good qualities to the young people and empowers them to make a great contribution to the betterment of the condition and the situation that we are living today. Through music, we can teach them to how to respect each other's differences, how together create a piece of beauty, and how to live in peace and harmony. So more investment in art, culture, and music. And of course, education, we should not be neglected as well.
Thank you very much, Nico. I see you nodding at the other end of the panel. Please.
I was just wondering if I could ask a question to Ahmad. The work that what we see here is really the tip of the iceberg of all of the work that you've created and the Institute. Could you just share maybe a little bit about what your plans are over the next few years with the ANIM, with the Institute, and how the global community can help?
Yes, I just would like to say a few more words about the Afghanistan National Institute of Music. I can normally say that Afghanistan National Institute of Music is a beacon of hope for Afghanistan. It's a place which keeps hope alive within our community and country. It's a place that at the same time contributes to so many challenges that the Afghan community and Afghan people are facing. It's a place that not only contributing to gender equality in Afghanistan, to promoting cultural and musical diversity in the country, but it's a place also which makes a big impact on the community and transforming the lives of Afghan children and Afghan youths. Therefore, our plan is to expand our program, to exist, to be there, to fill all the musical gaps that exist in Afghanistan, but also through music, contribute to the reunification of Afghanistan, contribute to gender equality in Afghanistan, contribute to poverty alleviation in Afghanistan. We've got so many programs that we're making a modest contribution in all those areas that we're facing. Co-education, that is a cornerstone of the Afghanistan National Institute of Music. It is a significant, it is significantly important for tearing apart the gender inequality and the gender differences in Afghanistan. Commitment to the orphans, street working children, and women. It is also a small contribution to the establishment of a just and civil society in Afghanistan, and also its contribution to the future of Afghanistan. And therefore, we dare to expand our programs. We dare to create number of orchestras that Afghanistan is lacking, and through music, show the positive side of Afghanistan and also change the perception about Afghanistan internationally.
Thank you very much. Coming back to my earlier question, you're going on this concert journey through Switzerland and Germany. What are you hoping to learn from your fellow musicians in these countries? But what do you think, more importantly, that you can teach them and they can learn from you?
It's really a great pleasure for us playing with different musicians from Switzerland and Germany. But I'm really happy because we are playing for the world, not just for Germany or Switzerland, because the world is going to watch us and the world is going to have a point of view about Afghanistan. I know that about Afghanistan, you guys have a very different point of view, like war, Taliban, ISIS, and a lot of other bad stuffs. But I'm pretty sure that Afghanistan has a lot of beautiful things, like Zohra Ensemble. Afghanistan has very strong women who are cycling, like in Afghanistan in that situation, who were nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. And there are girls who are going to ski in Bamiyan, and there are a lot of positive images, a lot of positive things that is going on in my country, where there is war, there is bad things, there is violence against women. But I'm I'm so happy that today I got the opportunity, Zohra Ensemble got the opportunity to give a very positive image of Afghanistan to the world. Beside a bad image, we are so pleased that we got the opportunity to show the world that Afghanistan is beautiful. Afghanistan is not what you think. So it's really important for us that we should give a good image of that.
Thank you very much. And I can say I moderated this week so far more than 20 press conferences, several heads of state, Nobel laureates. I haven't seen any of those press conferences move the audience to tears. I'm sorry, but well, it speaks clearly to the wonderful example and to the powerful message you're sending, and it shows how much this is touching people. And I want to thank you in the name of the forum for being here, but more importantly for the great work you're doing. And I wish you all the best for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
If I may just add one more word about about the collaboration of Swiss musicians to our girls here. It clearly also demonstrates that what a big role music can play in bringing people close to each other. And it clearly shows also the universal language of music which is understood throughout the world. And it also allows us so easily travel between space and time, and during this time, probably that's for the first time that Swiss musicians are getting an opportunity to play Afghan pieces. But also it's a wonderful opportunity for our girls to play together with Swiss musicians or to Joya and other Western classical pieces. So that's the beauty of music, bringing people close to each other, facilitating friendship and understanding. I'm sure that the 30 girls from Afghanistan will be returning back to Afghanistan with a huge list of new friends that they will be making here in Switzerland.
Absolutely, and you've started to make a lot of friends here today. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.